You're probably staring at a wall of UPS options, wondering if you'll end up spending $300 on something that barely keeps your rig alive long enough for a quick save, or if you'll waste even more on a unit that never fits your setup. I get it, gaming PCs are a serious investment, and a power outage in the middle of a raid or a live stream can turn a night of fun into a disaster. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon, and I'm going to walk through why the CyberPower OL2200RTXL2UN might be the safety net you need or why it could be overkill for your particular situation. First off, let's talk about the kind of power environment most gamers deal with. You've got a high-end GPU, a fast CPU, a handful of SSDs, maybe an RGB controller and a capture card for streaming. All that adds up quickly, and you need a UPS that can actually deliver clean, stable power, not just a few minutes of backup. The OL2200RTXL2UN is a 2200 VA, 1800W online UPS, which means it constantly conditions the electricity before it reaches your components. For a typical 1200-watt gaming rig, that leaves a comfortable headroom, and the online topology eliminates the little hiccup you sometimes feel when the power shifts from utility to battery mode. In practice, that translates to no sudden drops in frame rates or crashes when the grid flickers. Now, how does that play out in a real-world setup? I've seen a friend hook his dual-monitor streaming workstation into a CyberPower unit exactly like this. When a thunderstorm knocked out his house power, the UPS kicked in silently, giving him about 8 minutes of pure battery time. That was enough for him to hit save and quit on his editing software, upload the current segment to his channel, and safely shut down the PC. The fast charge technology the unit advertises means that after a brief outage, the battery returns to full capacity much quicker than older models. Some users report a full recharge in under 4 hours, which is handy if you live in an area with frequent brownouts. The outlet configuration is another practical point. 6 standard NEMA 520R sockets plus a dedicated L520R lockout outlet give you the flexibility to plug in everything from your monitor power bricks to your Ethernet switch and even a dedicated line for a hydrographics card power supply. It's not just about the number of sockets, it's about having the right mix so you don't have to scramble for adapters or sacrifice a peripheral. If you're running a custom lighting rig or a USB hub for peripherals, those extra outlets can be a lifesaver. But before you decide to drop $400 on this UPS, let's consider the trade-offs. The unit's size and weight are noticeable. It's not something you'll want to hide under a desk. You'll need a dedicated shelf or a sturdy floor spot, and the noise level, while modest compared to older line interactive UPSs, can still be heard if your gaming room is quiet. The fans spin up when the battery is charging or when the load spikes, which is something to keep in mind if you stream with a mic that picks up ambient sound. Who should actually buy this? If you're a competitive gamer who streams regularly, a content creator who needs to protect expensive storage and a high-end GPU, or a home office that runs a workstation alongside your rig, the online topology and the high-wattage ceiling make sense. The $400,000 connected equipment guarantee also adds peace of mind if you've got a multi-GPU setup or a bank of SSDs. For people who only game casually on a mid-range PC, or who already have a basic line interactive UPS that covers their power strip, the extra cost and bulk might not be justified. You'll still get backup time, but you won't be leveraging the clean sine wave and the extra outlet variety. On the downside, the battery life, while sufficient for a short graceful shutdown, won't keep a rig running for more than 10 minutes under full load. That's a realistic expectation, you're not buying a generator here. If you need extended runtime to keep gaming through a prolonged outage, you'll have to look at a larger unit or a secondary battery pack, which adds complexity and expense. Also, the unit's management software is solid for remote monitoring, but it can be a bit overwhelming if you're not comfortable navigating network settings. You'll need to install the CyberPower app, configure the Ethernet port, and set up alerts. Nothing impossible, just an extra step. Another hidden consideration is the EBM, Energy Barometer Monitoring, option. This feature gives you a readout of how efficiently your system is drawing power, which can be useful if you're trying to fine-tune your PC's power profile. However, the data is only as good as the sensors on your hardware, and many gamers ignore it because they're focused on performance rather than power efficiency. If you're the type who loves to tweak every watt, you'll appreciate it, otherwise, it might sit unused. Overall, the CyberPower